Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So this was our fourth country in the trip around the world, and now we getting closer to the end. We already visited Europe, North America, South America, and now we're in Asia. I hope you'll enjoy the video, and if you have any questions or remarks, leave them down below. Let's get started. So we entered Thailand on December the 31st, 2017, and the first stop was Bangkok. We flew directly from London with Norwegian Airlines. Since we hadn't booked the ticket long in advance, the price was higher than usual. But it was still a good deal, cheaper than booking through other websites, and it included baggage allowance and free Wi-Fi. We spent 14 nights in Thailand, 7 in Phuket, and 7 in Pattaya. The transportation method used to get around was primarily by airplane, but since we didn't want to spend too much money, we only flew with AirAsia. Their flights are pretty cheap, but you have to pay extra for everything, including carry-on luggage, so keep that in mind. But we managed just fine with just backpacks. By the way, the reason why we chose Phuket and Pattaya was because we read that they were relaxing places where we could recover from all the activity we had during the first 3 months of our travels, and we needed that badly. The capital of Thailand is Bangkok, the largest metropolis in Southeast Asia and the first destination on our itinerary. We only spent 2 nights there, enough to make us realize that Bangkok is definitely a city that should be explored on foot, preferably on a bicycle. The traffic there is absolutely crazy. Cars, trucks, buses, tuk-tuks, motorbikes. Everybody seems to be honking non-stop, so if you don't like that sort of thing, avoid Bangkok, or better yet, book a hotel room close to the attractions you want to visit and then use the public transportation means. We used Grab, Uber's equivalent in Thailand. It's available everywhere and it's always cheaper than a taxi. On our first day in Bangkok, we visited the Grand Palace, which includes the Emerald Buddha. You have to wear long pants to enter the complex, and we didn't know that at the time. So I had to buy a pair of trousers for 15 euros. That's actually the only time I paid for clothing on the whole trip. Then we went to Wat Pho, the temple of the reclining Buddha, and that's where we found out that the best time to visit a temple is early in the morning, because if you go during the day you'll have to queue to enter and you won't be able to take nice pictures. Also, temples are free, but donations are welcome. That goes for all temples and palaces in Thailand. On our second day in Bangkok, we went to Khao San Road, a street known for backpackers and street vendors. We strolled around and tried some street food, but the thing that caught our attention was a shop displaying freeze-dried flowers. They look so cool. The process is that you pick a flower, then it gets dried and put in a showcase. We got a bouquet of 9 flowers for $3.50. And after Bangkok, we flew to Phuket. Phuket is the largest Thai island in the Andaman Sea, halfway between the Malaysia Peninsula and the coast of Burma. We spent 7 days there, the first 4 staying in Nai Tan Patong beach area, and then the last 3 days in Kamala beach area. All the beaches are connected by bus, but the road is winding and the bus ride takes a lot of time. You can get a taxi for less than $5. But we prefer to take the bus. The ticket costs only $2.50 per person. Buses run frequently, every 10 or 15 minutes, and the ride is nice. Just keep in mind that the bus route passes through Patong Beach, which is the most touristic area on the island, and the bus stops there multiple times. So, if you are staying in the north of the island, for example, Kamala Beach, and you want to go to Patong Beach, you'll need to take a taxi. During our stay in Phuket, we spent most of our time at the beach. One day we went to Patong Beach, which is lively and animated, and another day to Kamala Beach, which was deserted. A significant part of the beaches on the island is occupied by hotels, resorts, and restaurants, and sometimes it can be a bit tricky to access the sea. For example, at Kamala Beach, we had to pass through the hotel zone and cross the main road to reach the sea, but it was worth it. The water was crystal clear, the sand was white, and the beach was empty, perfect for relaxation. One thing that bothered me a bit was that the water in the sea was on the same color everywhere. Around the beaches, near the hotels, the water was dark green, but once we got farther away from the shore, it turned into a beautiful turquoise. Not sure if that is normal for Thai waters, or if it is caused by the large number of tourist resorts. As for activities, we did too. First we went on a half-day boat trip to James Bond Island and Khao Phinken, the setting for the man with the golden gun. Both islands are limestone formations that emerge from the water, and you can swim or kayak in the lagoon between them. Second, we went on a sunset cruise. The experience was pleasant except for the jellyfish. They were everywhere. In Phuket, the accommodation was a little more expensive than in Cambodia, but still reasonable. We paid between $15 and $25 per night for a double room with breakfast. Food prices were lower than in Cambodia, especially if you stick to the local cuisine. A simple meal at a restaurant costs around $5, but if you go to a touristy place, the prices will be higher. For example, at Kamala Beach, we ate mostly at the restaurants inside the resort zone, and the prices were higher than at Nai Tan Beach where we ate at local restaurants. In general, the Thai food is similar to Malaysian food, but not as spicy. Ingredients are often the same, but the combination is different. We loved mango sticky rice, green curry, pad thai, tom yum soup, and tom kha soup. Now let's talk about massages. Thai massage is very different from the ones we are used to back home in Europe. It's more intense, more painful, but also more invigorating. Overall, it's a good experience, but you shouldn't expect a relaxing spa treatment. Before moving on to Pattaya, we spent the last 2 days in Kamala Beach, one of the most northern beaches of Phuket. We chose to stay there because we read that it is a quieter area than Patong Beach, and that was true. The vibe in Kamala Beach was relaxed. During the day, we lounged at the beach, and in the evening we walked around the small pedestrian zone where we also did some souvenir shopping. We stayed at a nice hotel with a large pool and a perfect location, just 2 minutes walk from the beach. In hindsight, we wish we had spent all our days in Phuket and Kamala Beach. After spending 4 days in Phuket, we flew to Pattaya. This is a popular seaside resort located about 2 hours by car from Bangkok. We spent 7 days there, from December to January. The accommodation was a private room in a guest house. It cost us only $7.50 per night, so that was our cheapest accommodation in the whole trip. The location was perfect, just 2 minutes walk from the beach. Pattaya is known for its busy beach area and nightlife. But since we had already experienced a busy nightlife in Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, and Manila, we preferred to chill at the beach. We went to Jomshin Beach, which is in the northern part of Pattaya, and it was perfect for us because the weather was colder and windier there compared to the southern part of Pattaya. The beaches in Pattaya are narrow strips of sand along the road, and they are crowded. Jomshin Beach was a bit emptier than Pattaya Beach, but it was still busy. In our opinion, if you want a quiet beach in Pattaya, you should go further north, about 15 kilometers. There is a smaller beach called Dongtan Beach where there are fewer tourists and it's quieter. We did 2 activities in Pattaya. The first one was visiting the Art in Paradise Museum, also known as the 3D Art Museum. It was fun to take pictures with the exhibits, but it's no more impressive than the other 3D museums we visited in the past. And the second activity was going to the Sanctuary of Truth, a wooden temple that was built without using nails. The site is beautiful, but again, it's nothing compared to the temples we visited in Cambodia. When it comes to food, we loved trying all the different kinds of pad thai. We also tried deep-fried insects, which are apparently a Thai delicacy. In Pattaya, we also discovered the fish and chip shop. It was funny to see how the Thais were fascinated by the fact that we dipped chips in ketchup, something they don't do. And we were fascinated by how the Thais eat fried fish with sweet chili sauce. Overall, we liked Pattaya better than Phuket. It was more relaxed, but at the same time busier than Bangkok. The people in Pattaya were very friendly. Maybe it was the cold weather, but we felt welcomed everywhere we went. We left Thailand with a very good impression of the country. It's not paradise on earth, but it's definitely a good place to relax after a hectic adventure. Thanks for watching. See you soon.